Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to show y'all how I used the new Gracefully created vinyl sheets to make these three beautiful and easy, I might add, tumblers. If you are watching this before October 1st of 2021, this product has not yet been released. It is going to be released on October 1st, and I will have all the links below and a special exclusive discount code for you to purchase this new and amazing vinyl pack. There will be a limited number of packs available, so grab them while you can. And let's take a look at all these beautiful patterns. I worked in collab with Judy over at Gracefully Created to pick out specific vinyl designs that work for the upcoming holiday season as well as things that you can use year round. Everyone absolutely hates rolled vinyl. So Judy did make these 11.5 by 11.5, which also fits the boundaries of your, like if you have a Cricut machine, just to prevent rolling them and be able to put them in the package that I took them out of without them extending all the way to the edge and being damaged by the mail. They're also removable matte, which is amazing in so many ways, and I will show you guys how in this tutorial. So let's get started. I'm using a 32 plump, a 16 plump, and a 24 plump from the Steel Magnolia. Here are the three colors that I spray painted the bottoms of my cups with. These vinyls are not transparent. However, she will be offering transparent ones later on, so definitely look out for that as well. So we do not have to base paint our cups. The only reason I spray painted the bottom is so that I don't have to tape off in the end and spray paint it to have a clean, crisp bottom. I'm going to take my fabric measuring tape here and just measure the height of my cup. And then divide that by 3 because we are using 3 different vinyl patterns, which broke down to 3.42 inches. And again, that was specifically for the 32 plump from the Steel Magnolia. I'm going to slice each of these vinyl patterns, and then we are going to basically assemble them on the cup. And as you'll notice, I am just sort of stacking them on the tumbler after I cut them just to get a basic feel of how these are going to lay. I want to make sure that my dimensions are correct before I start applying them. And a lot of people will actually just cut that center piece and then cut the top and bottom with a little excess hangover, pull it over the rims, and then trim it that way. I really do not like pulling my vinyl all the way to the rims, so I cut mine so that there is exposed stainless at the top, that I don't have to sand and damage my vinyl. I like a nice, clean, crisp look. And also the bottom as well. So we have the spray painted bottom and it matches the bottom pattern perfect. So I'm not really concerned about pulling that over the edge. We're going to take our top pattern first to make sure that our top rim is perfect. And we're going to trim off the backing just about 1/4 inch so that we can adhere that to our cup once we have it lined up. I'm going to get that even all the way around the top rim. Press the portion down that we trimmed off, and then I will remove the backing using the hinge method. This is sped up, so definitely take your time. You can see how much time I spent on getting this vinyl, laid flat and make sure that it was still lined up correctly at the top. The best thing about the matte vinyl is that if you don't get it straight, you can remove it and then try again. It is also much, much easier to work with as far as pressing down and does not reflect any bubbles that may be underneath it unless they are pretty substantial. So once I get this all the way around the cup, I'm going to press down where my seam is so I can see it and don't cut that too short. Trim off the excess, and then I'm going to take my craft knife and run it along in between the two ends along that seam so that I can remove what is behind the vinyl and have a clean, crisp seam. I am going to speed the next two up and just let you guys watch, but I basically just line them up right up against the previous one, wrap it around, and then move along to the next. It's really easy, especially after you get that first one, because you have a base to push the next vinyl up to, and you don't have to make sure that you're lining that up perfectly with the top or bottom rim. Now I will add, I made a little bit of an error here because I wanted to line my seams up so I could put a nice pretty strip of gold straight down the back of the cup. Or I could have did a name with little scrolls at the end and completely cover that up. But luckily the top and the bottom seam were the same, and then the center was a little offset. So I did not record it, but you will see when I do add my gold striping on, I did add coverages over those seams just to sort of cover it up, and it actually looks really nice. All right, moving right along into the next cup, I'm measuring this at 6 inches. So I'm cutting my vinyl to 5.8 inches to give a little bit of a lip at the top and the bottom. And then we are going to do the same thing just for the full tumbler using the hinge method. Trim off a little bit of the edge. Make sure that you have your pattern lined up correctly. Stick that side down that we pulled the backing off and remove the backing as you are pressing down on the vinyl. These full wraps can take a little bit longer and they're a little trickier in getting that full seam lined up just because you're working with so much more vinyl, especially on the larger cups. But in the end, you'll be so happy that you trimmed off the excess before you put it on the cup, because then we're not worried about damaging our paint at the bottom or messing up a little bit and having to cut too much of our rims off. There's so many benefits just to trim it before you put it on your cup, and then you're good to go to the next step. All right, now we are going to do a completely different design on the 24 plump, but we are still doing a full wrap on this one. The cup is 8 inches, so I'm cutting the vinyl to 7.8 inches to again give the little lip on the rim and the bottom. And regardless of the amount of vinyl that you have left over, always save it, because you never know what you can use it for. Even the smallest projects like 1.5 inch keychains, you will have this pattern vinyl to use. So I always put it in a bin to the side so I have lots of options when I'm making my small projects. Now I skipped right through that because we had already seen the mermaid full wrap. and we're gonna move straight into adding our decals. I have a couple of decals here with some offsets. Both decals that I am using on these tumblers I made myself, so they will be available in my Brittany Barnes Boutique Tumbler art group, and that link is below if you have not joined before. We're going to first add our decal on using the hinge method. Make sure that you remove the backing first so that you do not have any issues removing it while you were sliding that back off. Because you'll see here in the end, I didn't have all of mine removed very well, or my transfer tape wasn't very sticky. So I lost an E and had to apply that after I removed the transfer tape. And now we're just going to take some leopard spots and hand place them all around our decal. I found this for free a very long time ago, so I'm not really sure where I got it, but I do know there are tons of files on Etsy that you can purchase for a reasonable price. Print those out. The largest spot is probably about an inch, so you can base that off of that. You can even make them larger and do less spots. And then I'm going to take my silver Cricut Platinum vinyl and go through and put little circles in the center of some of them. Now my leopard spots are also removable vinyl, so if I don't like my placement, I can pull them off with ease and not leave any residue in behind. After I place all of my leopard spots, I'm just going to take that matching textured vinyl that goes along with the decal and fill in just about every other leopard spot with the little silver circle. Once we finish that up, I'm just going to add my stripes to my 3-pattern tumbler. This is my favorite vinyl. It is the Platinum Textured by Cricut, and I have it cut to 0.08 inches. It seems to be a good universal size for all of those tumblers that has striping, and I'm going to place it along the seam all the way around. Having the 2 seams in between makes it really easy to lay this, and I'm just going to trim off the excess at the end. You do not have to worry about getting whatever is in behind the vinyl, like if you overlap it, because it's textured and you're never going to be able to tell. And I did, like I said in the beginning, forget to record that I covered my seams up on the patterned vinyl. It was a last minute cover up, and I just did the same thing. I cut little strips, laid them down over the seam of my vinyl, and trimmed off the excess. Now, funny story about the mermaid cup. I was going to do a really cute Milky Way effect going around the cup with a cute decal. I really messed that up. Milky Ways and I do not mesh well, and we're just not going to talk about it anymore. So it's a good thing that this vinyl is really good and durable, because I had to scrape all of that nonsense off. And I got my gorgeous Extravaganza from PDB and applied a waterfall effect of glitter from the top and just fixed that right up. And to do that waterfall effect, you just do a thicker layer around the top rim, tilt your cup sideways, and then lightly add glitter as if you were doing a ombre. And then once I have the glitter where I want, I'm just going to tap that excess off. And I should have been wearing gloves here, y'all. Take note. Tap the glitter down so it is not sticking up, and you can get good coverage on your first epoxy layer. I use the epoxy method to apply that glitter, so I let it sit for about 4 hours, and then I put a nice coat of epoxy on all 3 of my cups. I have sanded this one, so I have a nice smooth surface to apply my decal to. And right now you see I have the Steel Magnolia Hydro Fit lid on the cup right now. The reason I did this is because I'm going to market it as either a 16-ounce cup, a 12-ounce slim koozie, or a hydro fit, which is perfect for kids. And I'm wanting that decal to line up with my lid. One of the many reasons that I love my Steel Magnolia tumblers is that they are so versatile. This 16-ounce can be 3 different style tumblers, so you can sell it with all 3 lids, and you can have a child's cup during the day and a mama's koozie at night, all in one cup. You can't beat that. And the Hydro Fit lids also fit the 24 and 32 ounce plumps, so that's awesome. All right, now once we have our decals on, we're going to move straight into adding our final 2 layers of epoxy. In my first layer of a little extra ink epoxy, I have added some diamond dust from PDB. I literally use this on everything. It gives a perfect shimmer, and if you have seen my floral peekaboo tutorials before, you know that I use it on those as well. You need a teeny tiny amount to give a perfect shimmer to your cups. So if you don't have it, you gotta get it. Now you may notice that there is a circle of the pattern vinyl on the bottom of the cups. I thought I was recording adding those on, but I did not. So you can cut a 2.5 inch circle using Cricut, Silhouette, whatever program you have, and just stick that on the bottom, and it gives it a nice clean finish. And once I finished applying this layer of a little extra ink epoxy, allowed that to dry for about 3 hours. These did not require any sanding in between the last 2 coats. So I immediately went in after 3 hours and applied my final coat to give it that amazing a little extra ink shine. Brushed over with my torch to get any of those micro bubbles, and these were complete. I hope this tutorial will help you get some quick and easy holiday tumblers ready for the rush, or use different patterns to make your own unique designs. Don't forget to check the description below for all of the materials I used in this tutorial and an exclusive discount code for the vinyl pack dropping from Gracefully Created on October 1st. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.